So Brad McKinnon Restorations up in Queensland are building a car for someone, a replica, 910, and they've asked us to build the engine and gearbox. So I've been working on this for about a year, and the idea is that this will be of the same quality as the original car, and the FIA will sign off on it so it can race in historic races with 910s.
Right.
So you can go to Goodwood, you can go around the world and race against the original cars because it's the same, okay? A lot of this engine's made, not bought. You can't, like, all this stuff's made, right? This is not bought from anyone, this is made here. So, you know, the camshafts we made, they're all through drilled. So they're center lube camshafts. There's all ceramic seals in behind here where the oil goes into the camshaft so the camshaft goes in. I've made all that. It's all made.
Yeah, no wonder it's taken a year.
They're the specifications I have to follow basically for the whole thing, you know, and that goes through a bunch of the stuff with regard to, you know, what things have got to look like. You know, the fuel pump I bought, you know, that's 30 grand.
You're lucky to get one.
Correct. I bought it out of Germany. Yeah.
Right.
You know, so there's a whole lot of things here. So the FIA go, right, Richard, do all these ports match? Are the cams exactly correct? Are all these things right? Because if they're not, it can't be classified to race with the FIA.
Yes.
Okay. So number one, it's not an outright how much power can you get from a 2-litre engine. It's the closest replica to a 910 engine that we can achieve.
Yes.
All right. So that's the goal. So it's actually an aluminium crankcase. So it's a very early 911 crankcase, which has been modified. So I've done a lot of machining on it. I've put oil squirters in there. I've done all that sort of stuff with it. Marley barrels and pistons. So we sell Marley barrels and pistons. So we've got stock for every air-cooled engine here, for instance. The pistons and everything are all machined and modified and changed. I've twin plugged the cylinder heads. They're all different valve sizes, different. All the porting is exactly right. You know, you can see all the mounts and everything for the pump. So I've had to make all the mounts because there's no mounts in this crankcase to mount the fuel pump.
Yep.
So there's all that stuff. It's got different belts to a standard MFI type setup because the 910s had different belts. You know, like you look at all the linkages, like I've made all the linkages, all the parts, all these components are all made. You know, it's from scratch, basically.
Yes.
You're making every bit. You know, there's a guy in America that makes the tinware. It's got a K3 alternator. It's got, stand aside, we'll start it up. So this is the dyno jig we have. So it'll go from here and we'll put it on an engine dyno, we'll run it in and tune it out of the car. So it's ready to go into the car all tuned up and stuff, yeah. It's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like mechanically, it's really quiet. Yeah.
And do they all come with the Morelli twin plug?
No, that's been made. That whole thing's been made.
Has it? Right.
That's an aftermarket unit. We've modified it to fit. I designed titanium conrods for it, so it's got titanium conrods that have been made for it.
Can I put that in my lounge room?
You can.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
You won't be hearing the television.
So Richard, for you, it's like a timing belt where that position has to remain completely fixed.
Yes.
So if it was to jump one cog, it would go out of tune.
Correct.
Right. It's amazing that you can put so much reliance on something that small.
Yep.
At least if it breaks, you don't blow the engine. That's one good thing.
Well, correct. It's just the pump timing. Yeah. So.
And then it just sends these little shots of fuel.
So there's all pistons inside here, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like a crankshaft with pistons, and then around the outside of the piston is a collar, and the collar has got a taper on it, and then there's a port like a two-stroke engine. And when you accelerate, that rotates all those collars,
Oh yeah.
and the piston goes up and only injects enough fuel when the piston is completely sealed. So the collar can go from unsealed to sealed depending on the angle. So you do metering of fuel based on where the collar is.
I never knew that this had little pistons in it.